I am Beth Pacheco, a Charter School Grant Specialist at the Indiana Department of Education.
Hello, I am Amri Nvora, a Charter School Grant Specialist at the Indiana Department of Education. In this video of the INtelligrants series, we are going to go over the advantages of using INtelligrants and how specifically charter school authorizers, networks, and organizers will benefit by using INtelligrants.
What is INtelligrants? It is a grant management system that will streamline LEA title grant funding, and as mentioned in video number 11, several user roles provide the ability for authorizer, network, and organizer representatives to collaborate with their charter school leaders in one unified portal. There are 6 different user roles in the system. These roles are subgrantee administrator, subgrantee project director, subgrantee fiscal agent, subgrantee staff, subgrantee viewer, and school-level project director. These roles are in descending order by the scope of permissions allowed to that role. Authorizer, organizer, and network representatives can work with charter school leaders to determine these roles. Any of the program administrators can submit the consolidated application. In coordination with schools in their network or portfolio, a designee will be determined to submit the grant application. Once received, multiple IDOE staff will collaboratively review the consolidated application. This concept will require IDOE areas to work more closely together too. The pre-application merges various title grant application processes for efficiency and completion. It reduces the complexity of the grants by placing multiple overlapping requirements in one place. It encourages collaboration at the LEA level and at the IDOE level across various programs and facilitates multiple state program staff to work together in a streamlined fashion towards a common goal.
As an example, within our former system, where all grants were in different places, in different locations, and required different documents, grantees had to comply with requirements of different grant funding streams separately. Under the previous format, requirements under one grant, for example, Title I requirements, to meet the learning needs of different types of students were similarly repeated under other grants, such as Title II and Title IV. The new system will allow us to reduce repetition and streamline asking that question once rather than 3 times over. The pre-application will now ask this question once in the beginning before the applicant moves on to the consolidated application. Instead of a separate application for each funding stream, the LEA will submit a consolidated application that will have Title I, Title II, Title III, and Title IV under one umbrella. The consolidated application will be organized by domains so that LEAs can focus on funding their plan rather than planning your funds. Each of the funding streams is separate, but is going to work towards common goals. Since the consolidated application will allow you to budget activities across multiple grants, it is imperative that you include a variety of stakeholders. We encourage you to invite principals, classroom teachers, counselors, school workers, paraprofessionals, special area teachers, parents, and community representatives. In addition, you may wish to include network leaders, organizers, and the individual grant program administrators to participate in a consolidated application planning process. Let's talk about the timeline for transferring funds. With the implementation of INtelligrants, all grant funding streams will be making a shift to be on a 15-month expenditure period timeline and will then have the remaining 12 months to spend the carryover funds, similar to how Title I is currently structured. The chart on this slide shows some differences and similarities between the 2 timelines. This process will relieve some of the stresses and confusion of having up to 3 active grants for one funding stream. For example, for Title II or Title IV, you could have the FFY 2018, FFY 2019, and FFY 2020 grants all open during the same time frame. This will not shorten the timeline for the life of the grant funds, but rather consolidate how many concurrent grants are active at one time. As you can see in the last section of this chart, funding transfers will only be an option if the transfer does not extend the life of the grant funds. Be sure to check out the INtelligrants landing page for sequential, step-by-step short videos of the new grants management system. You may also access the slides for each video on this page if you wish to review further. We are excited about the opportunity to finally streamline the federal grants at IDOE in order to provide the best service to you. Please feel free to send INtelligrants questions to intelligrants@doe.in.gov. Thank you for listening in.